Hello everyone and welcome back to Let's Play Star Trek Online, 23rd Century Starfleet. And we're apparently going to be a temporal ambassador, although that's not quite what we're in store for. Space-time anomaly has been seen in this area of space. And there's Tholian activity. I wonder where we're getting this information, because we have some pretty advanced scanners if we can scan Tholian recluses. Must be some sort of sensor echo. Let's try another anomaly. Oh, it jumped to a new location this time. Oh, it's a D7. Hope that disappeared too. Come on, science team, we gotta get a move on here. Ooh, the ambassador class. Let's scan this one. Standing on my chair for some reason. Wonder where we are, or even when we are. These are temporal anomalies, remember.
Do you have a question?
Tell me about yourself.
My name is Franklin Drake. I was born on a little colony world on the edge of Cardassian space. After the Federation fell to the Klingons, a lot of people moved out of the war zones to try to make new lives. It worked, for a while. When the Bajorans discovered that wormhole and the Dominion invaded, no world, no matter how remote, was safe. I signed on to help fight the Dominion, for all the good that did. The Dominion swallowed the Bajorans whole, and then joined up with the Breen and the Cardassians to destroy the Klingons and the Romulans. After that, it was just a matter of carving up the Alpha Quadrant. The Tholians got this piece of space in exchange for signing a non-aggression pact with the Dominion. It wasn't hard to see that the only way to survive was to sign on. Now I'm like you. I work for the Tholians, and in exchange I get a cot, a couple of replicated meals, and the chance to live for one more day. With a little luck, I'll get through tomorrow, too. Do you need anything else?
So we seem to be in some sort of alternate reality, or even an alternate timeline, in which the Federation has been utterly crushed by the Dominion, and maybe even the Klingons at first. And everything is ruled by the Dominion now. And the Tholians got this lovely little chunk of asteroid. So, we're stuck in a mine, I guess.
Thank you, Captain. The Tholian Assembly appreciates your loyalty. So many ship captains threw away their lives needlessly in the days after they annexed this area of space. It'll take a few hours to offload your cargo. Feel free to grab a hot meal in the commissary. I know that comforts can be hard to come by in this sector. I recommend the plomeek soup. It almost tastes like something. Do you need anything else?
Nope. Let's go to the mess hall and get some food. Now we can get a little bit of information from some of the people walking around here. Not too many of them, though. I might as well dig up something while we're here. Duranium ore is pretty useful, so I'll spend a bit of time on the minigame. There we go. Wonder if Slamek wants to talk to us.
It's too bright in here.
Tell me about yourself.
Why would you care about me? No one cares about me. I don't even care anymore. Go away. Go away.
Okay, he doesn't want to talk to us. Let's get some food.
Haven't seen you around here before, Captain.
I don't know what happened to our fingers in that cutscene, but that's a bit strange.
Got a minute to talk?
Tell me about yourself.
Call me Castillo. Not a lot to tell, I guess. I'm Lieutenant J.G. Richard Castillo, Helm Officer of the USS Enterprise C, an unwilling time traveler. I'm normally the Helm Officer, but I'm Senior Officer now that Captain Garrett and the rest of the senior staff are gone. I've got to do what the Captain would want. Get us back to where we belong, and finish what we set out to do. I know this is hard to accept, but we're not supposed to be here. I know. I asked around about you, and I don't know if I'm supposed to be telling you this, but I need your help. You're not supposed to be here. None of us are. Not in this timeline, I mean. My ship, my crew. We were supposed to do something important. We went through an anomaly, moved through time, and everything changed. We tried to go back. I guess the battle with the Klingons disrupted the anomaly. Instead of getting back where we belong, we ended up here with the Tholians running everything. I'd never even seen a Tholian before. You have to help us set things right. You have to help us get back to our ship.
What are you talking about? Who is us?
Me and my crew. There are a little over 100 of us here, scattered throughout the work camp. We're about 65 years ahead of where we should be, according to my math. We were fighting the Romulans. This was back in 2344. And the weapons discharges caused a temporal rift. We passed through, and because we weren't at Narendra to do what we were supposed to do, the timeline changed. We ended up in a timeline where the Federation and the Klingon Empire were at war. The Federation was losing, badly. We tried to go back to set things right. Then the Klingons found us, and the Enterprise D. There's someone here with us from that timeline. Her name is Tasha. I'll take you to her. Maybe she can help explain this.
Okay, lead on. Now, Richard Castillo here is from the USS Enterprise C, which is the one that came before the USS Enterprise D, which is Captain Picard's ship. And the Enterprise C comes from I think it's the Next Generation as well.
We need your help.
Tell me about yourself.
My name is Tasha Yar. I was Chief Tactical Officer of the USS Enterprise D. In my timeline, we were fighting a war against the Klingons, and I was proud to do my part to protect the Federation. What I learned, though, in the correct timeline, history as it should be, I died a meaningless death. I accepted the risks when I put on the uniform, and I don't regret what happened. But if I'm going to die, I want it to mean something. That's why I chose to go back with the Enterprise C. I know this is a lot to accept, but you have to trust us.
So what exactly is going on here?
I'm from Starfleet, and if I'm right, that's a name that should ring bells with you as well. In an alternate timeline from this one, the correct one, Starfleet is still alive and well, and you're a Starfleet officer too. When the Enterprise C moved ahead in time, it created an alternate timeline, one in which I was alive but shouldn't have been. I left with the Enterprise to set things right. We thought we were returning to the Narendra system in 2344 to defend the Klingon colony there from a Romulan attack. We ended up in this nebula in 2409. The Tholians caught us before we could try again, and you can guess the rest. We're going to try to restore the timeline, but to do so, we need the Enterprise C. It's still in the hangar here, and as soon as we get back to her, we'll find the temporal rift and get back to where and when we're supposed to be. To do that, we need your help.
Alright, count me in. What do you need me to do?
Franklin Drake is already helping us. He managed to get an access key used to operate the systems in the hangar control room. We need you to get the code from Drake and use it to open the doors to the hangar control room. I'd go myself, but we've already been here a week. The Tholians know we're trying to get back to the ship. They're watching us. You're new. They won't suspect you're involved. That's the idea, at least.
I don't know, the Tholians are pretty paranoid. I'm pretty sure they're wary of any former Starfleet officers.
Of course, it's not as simple as getting the code and opening the door. The Tholians have guards on all critical areas. You'll need to slip past the guards and get into the maintenance tunnels. From there, it's a winding maze to the hangar control room, which can only be unlocked from the inside. Once you get in, you'll be able to open the doors. We'll be waiting there to help you free the Enterprise.
Okay, I'll do it. What's next?
Here, take this communicator. It's on a scrambled frequency the Tholians don't monitor, and it'll allow me to contact you while you're on the move. Maybe you can convince someone to cause a distraction. That might make slipping past the guards into the tunnels easier.
Okay, thanks. Now we have a shortcut out here to Franklin Drake.
Report any unusual activity in your superiors.
Do you have a question?
Yarn Castillo said you had a key for me.
Take it. Here's a map, too. You'll need it in the tunnels. I still don't know why I'm risking my neck for this. Don't expect any more help from me. The Federation fell before I was born. I shouldn't even care, but there's something about Yar and Castillo. I know they believe they can make a difference. It makes me want to believe.
Alright, thanks. I'll take the risks now.
Do you need anything else?
No, we don't need anything else from him. Now we have to convince someone to create a diversion, and there's a lot of people here. Here's Skavron. You look familiar. And he can tell us what he was doing. Now, talking to everyone will take a long time. And I mean a long time. There's a lot of people to talk to, and they don't really have anything interesting to say. We've already talked to Slamek, and he's not interested. Let's try this Obisek fellow.
I will be free.
Tell me about yourself.
My name is Obisek. Once my people served the Romulans. Now we have new masters. I will serve her now, because to refuse would be my death. But when the time is right, we'll rise up against our oppressors and destroy them. If you would be free, watch for an opportunity. The Tholians will show their weakness soon enough. Do not waste my time.
Now we need to try to get someone to create a diversion for us. I wonder if he'll do it.
Your plan is foolhardy. If you want to die, do it without my assistance.
Okay, sorry. Yeah, there's not too many people that are willing to throw their lives away. Let's try Vakel Sean.
How can I assist you?
Tell me about yourself.
I'm Vakel Sean, captain of the Belfast. I run freight for the Tholians. Basic supplies, mostly. But once in a while, they need me to pick up dilithium from the mines on Remus. We're in dock here for a few days getting some repairs done. Cut too close to the Konos blast zone on my last trip back, and ran into some raiders. They won't trouble anyone again. But they fused half my power conduits and fried the deflector before I managed to take them out. If there's anything else you need, let me know.
Okay. He seems to be a bit more helpful. Let's see if he can create a diversion for us.
I don't remember the Federation or Starfleet. The war was almost over before I was born. This is the only life I know. One of servitude, deprivation, loss. I want something better. That freedom my parents and grandparents told me about. I want the Federation back. I'll help. Just tell me what you need.
Alright, thanks. Yeah, that's the trick to this kind of little talking puzzle. You can talk to everyone and kind of brute force your way to the right person. However... Oh, here's the distraction. Yeah, you can't zap the Tholians. Okay, let's use the diversion. Yeah, there is one person from each faction that will help you.
Well done. Those maintenance tunnels are a maze. They make navigating the Jeffries tubes on the Enterprise look easy. I recommend using the map to keep track of where you've been, what doors lead away from which room, and where you are currently.
Okay, let's view our drawn map. Now, I remember Drake saying, "Oh yeah, I made a map." No, you have some sort of napkin, and we are drawing the map. Now, there are a few secrets in this maze, and I'll try to get them all, but I can't promise anything.
Hit a snag. There are Tholians in the control room. When they're in there, they pump in a Tholian-friendly atmosphere and raise the temperature. It will kill us if we try to enter. You'll need to replace the methane-based atmosphere with something we can breathe, and lower the ambient temperature in the control room before we can continue as planned.
Now, why would the Tholians put a system in place that could create a hostile environment for them?
The Tholians are very precise. They want to learn everything they can about the ships they're capturing. All rooms connected to the hangars have their atmospheres exchanged to prevent damage to the systems they're dismantling or studying. Also, sometimes they force humanoids to do the work for them, so they'll pump in something we can handle.
Kinda shaky, but I guess that makes sense. Now let's consult the wisest Tribble. And we can ask him to share his wisdom. You realize you're talking to a Tribble. Maybe you've been in these access tunnels too long, or maybe it's the gas fumes. And we get an accolade for that, for consulting the wisest Tribble. And about that hand-drawn map, we can view it at any time. And we're looking for consoles that are similar to this. I think there's 2 of them that we need to find. Let's view our map. There's a box here. And we get a little personal shield for that, and we get another accolade. Alright, let's close these methane gas vents. And get rid of the atmosphere in there. And create an oxygen-based atmosphere. Now, the Tholians can operate in a oxygen-based atmosphere. I don't know how, but they can. Now, if we go this way, we'll be backtracking. So let's try this way. And let's lower the ambient temperature. And they crystallize and die. As they should. No, there's one more secret in here. And I think I'm on my way to it. There's a corpse. He's dead, Jim. Who's Jim? And we get the accolade, Dead Jim. Oh, the corpse's name isn't Jim. It's referring to James T. Kirk. Okay, let's let everyone in. Now, I'm pretty sure there's an accolade for giving people either all correct jobs or all the wrong jobs. I can't remember.
We don't have much time.
So what's your specialty?
I know a few tricks to take that tractor beam system offline. I'm also fairly confident that with enough time, I can release the docking clamps holding the ship, or take down the Tholian's web shielding.
Okay, let's
We don't have much time.
have her disable the tractor beams. Let's talk to Tanae.
I am here to assist. What do you require?
What's your specialty?
My first posting in Starfleet was to an ambassador-class vessel. I am familiar with most of the ship's systems, but I spent several months working on a refit of the ship's computer. I am confident I can restore the ship's power levels quickly. Also,
Overriding
I do
security
have some
protocols.
experience with Tholian technology from my time in the Resistance. If you prefer, I could attempt to deactivate the web shield or tractor beams.
Well, we have the other person working on the tractor beams, so let's have her work on the ship's power levels.
I'm changing the targeting subroutines for the tractor beams.
And let's talk to
We
Castillo.
need to work together. What do you want me to do?
What's your specialty?
I was the helm officer on the Enterprise before everything went to hell. But I'm really handy with heavy machinery, like those clamps holding the ship. I know I can take care of those and get us free. If you need me to do something else, maybe I
Tractor
can work on that
beam
web
is
shield.
disabled.
It will need to come down before we can fly out of here. Or the ship's power. I know every inch of the old girl. If I could figure out the Tholian interface, I might be able to connect to the ship and restore the power remotely.
Let's have him work on the
We
docking
need to work
clamps.
together.
And that leaves us to deal with the Tholian, all the Tholian technology. Okay, we're all done. We just need to wait for Mr. Castillo. Come on, Mr. Castillo, we're in a bit of a hurry. Okay, that's all done. Let's head to the ship. We don't really need to wait for them. Well, it looks like we forgot something. Let's lower this force field. And on to the next one. There's 3 in total. And while we're lowering the force field, we can look at the Enterprise C from very close up. Now, there used to be voice dialogue for this section, but I guess they removed it. And let's board the Enterprise C. Now, we don't get to use our skills or anything for this. So let's exit the Tholian base and attack these mesh weavers. Now, orb weavers can be a problem, but not too much of one. I really don't like how this ship is set up. It's not really what I'm used to. And by the way, the Tholians love to use tractor beams. And no, we can't take any of the equipment with us. This is the Enterprise C equipment after all. But yeah, being the predecessor to the Enterprise D, the Ambassador class is quite similar to the Galaxy class. Oh, someone's helping us. Yeah, we could probably use some help. Let's boost our engine power, I should say.
We took a hit. Phasers are partially offline. We'll need to work together to take out this last ship.
Let's try to get... Yep, there we go. Now, they opened a portal to an alternate dimension, so that's where those Terran frigates are coming from. So now what we need to do is send the Enterprise C back to its correct timeline.
The way is clear, and the temporal anomaly has been stabilized. Head for the anomaly, Enterprise. It will put you back where you need to be.
Who are you? How do you know where we need to be?
That's my job. The details aren't important. Restoring the timeline is. Get moving. The Tholians are already starting to regroup.
Alright, thanks for your help, Captain Walker. And let's fly through the temporal anomaly.
I'm sure you've realized by now, you're part of a very different timeline. This one is an aberration that we are here to correct. It would be irresponsible of us to let you go back in time with the Enterprise C, and compromise that timeline as well. We'll send you back to your time. There are still some very important events in the 25th century that you need to be a part of. As soon as the Enterprise C returns to its correct place in history, the timeline should right itself.
Alright, let's check for the anomaly again. Everything's back to the way it was. And let's report that mission.
There wasn't anything there. That's strange.
Yep, there was nothing there. And we get the support cruiser, which is the Ambassador class that we just had.
Congratulations, Captain.
I'm not really gonna need to fly that, though. The cruiser that we have now is actually better than the Ambassador.
We recently received a distress signal from the USS Forrestal, a ship we thought was lost in the Nexus back in 2332. We sent the USS Madison out to investigate, but they haven't checked in for some time. Considering the Nexus is involved, they could be in trouble. The Madison's last known position was in the Rotanev system. Meet with the USS Challenger there to investigate the situation. Her captain has some experience with the Nexus.
Okay, we'll accept that mission. Now, even though we got an accolade for the Klingon War, this mission was added pretty recently, and I think it's supposed to be the official end of the Klingon War arc. So I'll save my review until then. Thanks for watching.